Spoilers for the film Notting Hill will be talked about in this video, so viewer discretion is advised. Hi, my name's Ariana and this is Love Mundane. Today I'm going to talk about the movie Notting Hill. So if you don't know this movie, it came out in 1999 and was directed by Roger Michel. It takes place in the London neighbourhood of Notting Hill that was at the time gentrifying, and follows the romance of William Thacker, who was a struggling bookstore owner and also played by Hugh Grant, and the very famous actress Anna Scott, played by Julia Roberts. They meet at said bookstore and quickly start to date. However, they also quickly realize that they have very different lifestyles, and so their relationship quickly ends. However, things of course end happily ever after. What rom-com doesn't? Duh. So I really love this movie because of its script. Hugh Grant is so funny in this, and he really is able to play the kind of aloof, kind of a screw-up character William Thacker so well. But for me, I think the really cool thing is the costumes, especially for the character Anna Scott. They're so in style right now. But more importantly for the movie, they really encapsulate everything that is Anna Scott and her highs and lows throughout the film. So one of the main themes of this movie is that Anna Scott is perfect and William Thacker is basically the opposite. We can obviously see this in the fact that William Thacker's career, love life, wasn't going well before he met Anna Scott, and Anna Scott's a celebrity. She's glamorous in everything she wears, from the first outfit that we see her in, which is very casual but really cool, to her dinner ensemble when she goes with Thacker to his sister's birthday. Everybody else is in a suit and tie or a cocktail dress, and she literally shows up in Levi jeans. Hell, she even repeats a few pieces during her first trip and still looks so cool in them. Hashtag normalize re-wearing clothing. She of course can get away with this because she is a celebrity and everybody already knows who she is, so she doesn't have to impress anybody. Also, she made $15 million in her last film. But that isn't the full picture. Anna Scott is not trusting at all. That's one of the reasons why they break up so easily. She's rude when she doesn't trust somebody, and she also might be a cheater. However, I will say that I feel like that is a little bit questionable because she kind of made it seem like she was already on the outs with her previous boyfriend. However, not much is said about that. I love the costumes for Anna Scott because it so encapsulates this glamour that she's supposed to be and eventually her real self. Why is she so cool? Why, as the audience, do we know that she's so cool? Well, I think it's fairly obvious with the way that she dresses, especially the first outfit that we see her dressed in. She just looks so effortless. It's such a model off-duty look. Yes, it's an easy outfit to replicate, but I feel like you also need her attitude, that certain je ne sais quoi, to really get that coolness. She also really effortlessly wears Chanel and Vans in a very high-low way that at that time, at least as far as I understand, wasn't that popular. Her second coolest outfit, for me, that was the dinner party look, the one that I've already mentioned. She wears denim jeans with this Chinese top that was actually the costume designer's, Shuna Harwood's, and she let Julia Roberts wear it during the film. It's, as I said, very simple, especially compared to the other characters in that scene, but it still looks so cool and so just like, yeah, I definitely want to wear that outfit. That was a great explanation. She just oozes coolness in a way that the other characters don't. She pairs such casual pieces like jeans or a white t-shirt and Vans with a lot more expensive or at least more formal looking pieces like the Chanel beret or the cool looking Chinese jacket. She oozes that girl next door personality while still also being a super hot celebrity at the same time. She is the pinnacle Marianne and Ginger in the same character. However, it's very clear that, especially as the movie progresses, that this is a facade, that this is supposed to be cool girl outfits that make us want to be her, but that don't actually represent her. I also found this especially interesting because the movie references several times Anna Scott as a prostitute, and while this reference is most likely also a reference to the movie Pretty Woman, where Julia Roberts actually plays a prostitute, I think it's also a really interesting analysis in how actors were at one point seen as prostitutes because they were objects. Megan Fox famously said, "When you think about it, we actors are kind of prostitutes. We get paid to fame attraction and love. Other people are paying to watch us kissing someone, touching someone." And well, to be honest, I think she's kind of right, at least when you look at the profession historically. Up until about the 20th century, actors were actually considered to be exactly the same as prostitutes, because in theater, you were basically selling your body. Due to the attractiveness and sexuality in their performances, actresses on stage were also, quote-unquote, perceived to be disreputable, publicly available women, whether or not they actually sold sex for money. And while I'm not trying to imply that one profession is actually better or worse than the other, one was eventually looked upon higher than the other, at least in the eyes of Western society. So what does any of this have to do with Anna Scott? Well, her body and her image are destined to others. They're no longer hers. This isn't any clearer than when her nudes were sold to tabloids. She had no control over how they were diffused. She didn't even have consent of if they should be published or not. So, in order to evade this, she literally had to hide from the reporters. So, in essence, because of her day job as an actress, Anna Scott always has to look like a movie star, even when she's not actually working. The audience doesn't want to know a real woman, one that has experienced bulimia for practically her entire adult life, by the way, because of the expectations that this audience has put on her to be perfect. So Anna Scott has to create a persona that basically encapsulates her entire life because people don't want to know her. And this also goes back to the idea that movie stars are products. They are brands that serve as a marketing point for films. I actually had to read this article for my master's, and it was funny because it was right in the middle of when I was working on the research for this video, and it was absolutely perfect. So, in the article, deux stades à voir, de la star considérée comme marchandise, or of the star considered like merchandise, by Joe Lagros. The importance of the star was emphasized by the Hollywood studio system in the 1920s to basically the 1960s, and even today, with stars like Dwayne Johnson or Scarlett Johansson, who are the most well-paid actors and actresses of 2020. They make literal millions just to appear in big blockbuster movies. According to Jules Lagros, merchandise is, and I'm translating this from French, so please bear with me, an object must be, first of all, something useful, something that helps to satisfy human need regardless of species. the usefulness of a thing, a utility that comes from the natural qualities of the thing and appears from its use or consumption, give it value. Stars give value to movies. They become sort of an object within an object to ensure that major films, even not major films, are successful at the box office. It's, for example, why Anna Scott would have been given $15 million for her last film. Her name being in the film is essential for the film to do well. So she gets a lot of money. This isn't necessarily positive because that means that Anna Scott as a human is kind of devalued. She's the most famous actress in the world, and that means that her identity has changed. She's become a very public figure. We could even say a product, even in her private life, which of course affects everything that she does. We can even see this notion when she's dressed in sweats the day that she's hiding out in Thacker's apartment. Of course, she is opening herself up to him, but she quickly snaps back into her old ways when she thinks that she's being threatened, that her life, her livelihood is being threatened. The glamour then is still there. It's not to say that her feelings aren't genuine in the scene, but she still has her guard up, and she hasn't become completely vulnerable, at least to Thacker yet. So, we've talked about cool outfits. What was her most boring outfit? To me, that I think is potentially also the most important outfit, but it's her girl standing in front of the guy outfit. It is so ugly. It's boring too, but maybe that's the point.
This is basically the scene where Anna Scott professes her love for William Thacker and comes clean, says she's sorry, but also is authentically herself for the first time in the movie.
The costume designer let Julia Roberts wear her clothing that she had worn that day into work for the scene. Even though Julia Roberts is a famous, and was at that time a very famous movie star, there's still the clothing of a everyday person, not of a character. So because of this, the glamour and the movie star personality are completely gone. And just the girl and her raw feelings are left standing. I also think it's important to point out that in this scene, she's basically wearing different tones of blue because of the denim skirt, the blue cardigan, and the two-tone blue top that's underneath it. Incidentally, the color blue signifies loyalty and trustworthiness. So even the color of her outfit for the audience represents what she's feeling in this moment. So there's no longer a facade. She's vulnerable in this scene in a way that she's never been before. She's no longer enviable. I know for me, I have no desire for that outfit. Her heart's on her sleeve, and she's no longer pretending to be somebody else. She's herself, and she's showing what she wants. The costume evolution in this film represents a woman who has learned to hide herself from the real world in order to never fully bare herself, which in this case, because it deals with emotions and not just nudity, it's far more worse than the latter. In this ending scene and the ending of the movie, she finally shows her raw emotions to Thacker in a way that she's never allowed herself to do prior. So her costume is a lot more than just trendy pieces that are still trendy today. They represent a woman who's found herself. So, how do I want to dress like her? Well, I definitely want to do her highs and lows. I think that's fairly obvious. I've decided for the first outfit to be her introduction outfit, partially just because I love that one so much. In the film outfit, she's wearing the Chanel beret, a denim vest or coat, blazer. I don't really know what you would call it, and a white t-shirt underneath. She's also wearing black trousers and Vans sneakers and like kind of cat eye sunglasses. So in order to recreate this outfit, I nixed the beret just because I don't have a beret, but if you have a black one, please go with it. I have these Jimmy Fairley sunglasses, and then also a white t-shirt and this leather jacket that I actually found thrifted. I think that if you are able to, you should definitely try and find these types of jackets thrifted, as they're really popular right now and also usually cheaper than what you can find in store. And I don't have black trousers, at least with me, so I decided to go with these Levi's ribcage jeans. They are maybe more applicable to today's styles, but that also makes this outfit more wearable for today. And then I just paired some sneakers with them. My next outfit is based on my least favorite outfit. It's, as I said, the girl standing in front of the guy outfit. And so I wanted to do this one obviously because it's so important for the film. And so with this, I decided to kind of recreate what I could with it and then change it to make it more me. So as I previously mentioned, she's wearing a denim skirt, a blue cardigan, and a kind of two-tone top and flip-flops. For this, I'm wearing a denim skirt, a blue turtleneck that I have, and just to make it a little bit more fun, I decided to pair it with cowgirl boots. It's not really a part of the outfit, but just to make it more funky and to add my own personal touch to it, because obviously this is an outfit that's supposed to be actually her. I wouldn't put actually me in it, even though I'm not hiding my emotions. Anyway, that's what I decided to do. That's all of what I'm going to say today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please comment and like it, and if you really liked it, then please subscribe too. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Bye!